And we're live.
We're live. Welcome back, everyone. Once again, it's been forever, a very long time. We don't need to get into it as to why, because I was in the hospital twice, so that doesn't help. And gotta work for those extra hours that I missed, and so these past 2 weeks
he was in the hospital for mouth herpes.
Yeah, and he gave it to me, but yeah. So then being in the hospital, gotta work extra, gotta make up those extra hours, but doesn't matter. We're here, and it's really the best time of the whole year.
It's football season.
Because it's football season. We're back. Football is back, baby. A couple of things we're going to go over today. Week 1 in the NCAA realm has been complete. Today is week 2. There were some games yesterday, like Duke played yesterday. I forget who they played. Northwestern, actually. But
yeah,
other than that,
and Indiana played 177-3.
Yeah, that was crazy, honestly. But other than that, the season is still brand new, and so I think it is a perfect time for us to hop on here, give our takes for what's been happening since the start of the season. We take it from there. And also, soccer's going on. Everything is just happening right now. So what better way to get your information other than from the JM Pro Sports Talk? And that's why we're here. That's why we're live. We're supposed to have a better setups. So on TikTok Live, it's supposed to be kind of like a broadcast setting, but it is. And if anybody listening to this can tell us how to do this, because I have done. We took an hour and a half this morning just trying to find the key. But if anybody listening knows how you get your damn stream key from TikTok, please let me know, because it is awful and it shouldn't be that hard. But anyways, we're always going to be live on Twitch and YouTube. And of course, you're listening to us now, probably on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. But yeah,
TikTok or Twitch or.
Yep. And so, yeah, we're just trying to find the best way to get out to you guys. And obviously, multi-streaming on every single platform available should help. But
since streams don't save, can't we just exit out and then rename it?
What?
Since these don't save, can't we just exit out and rename it?
Yeah.
Like end it?
Yeah. 1 second.
1 second for TikTok.
All right, go ahead and do it again. All right. So while he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up, and we're going to go over week 1, game 1 of the NFL season, which was the Ravens and Chiefs. Now, AFC North guys here. Of course, Jake here is a Bengals fan. I am a Steelers fan, as you can probably tell by the stuff behind us. And obviously, Penn State fan, UC fan. But I still like UC. But week 1, game 1, and I gave UC a lot of my money to get my degree, so I'm going to have to root for them just for a little bit. Not a little bit, forever. But 27-20, we see the Chiefs taking this one week 1. Kind of what everybody was thinking was going to happen. Obviously, the pregame odds for the Chiefs and Ravens game was set at the spread was -3 for the Chiefs. So even Vegas knew this was going to be a close game. I think everybody thought it was going to be a close game. I even had a parlay that I had Ravens plus 10.5, and didn't do great game 1 on sports betting, but baby, were we back last night? But that's for later on this podcast. 27-20. Jake, what to you stood out the most about this game? Was it the inconsistency of Lamar towards the end of the game, which is what I thought stood out the most? Or was it Chiefs are still the Chiefs and they're just one of the best all-around teams in the NFL?
Well, so far, what I've seen from the 2 games is mostly that they're just throwing a lot of flags.
Yeah.
And it's already getting ridiculous.
And also, I do want to say this. Jawan Taylor still back on his bullshit and still not getting called.
Yeah.
That's...
They called it on. They called it
on Baltimore
last night.
Well, and they called it on Baltimore 4 times. And on TikTok, there's side-by-side comparisons of Jawan Taylor snaps that game versus the Ravens snaps, and he's just like the playoffs, Super Bowl, week 1. How does this guy not get flagged? That's what I don't get.
It's probably partially just like a Chiefs thing, I guess, because it happened. He was the most penalized player in the league last year, so it's got to be something with him or the Chiefs or whatever, but it's just ridiculous at this point.
All right. And let's head into the box score a little bit. Whoa, where are we going? Okay, so let's go into the Ravens box score, kind of look at their stats. Lamar Jackson, he finished 26 for 41, 273 yards passing, and 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. You look at the rushing. Lamar Jackson, 16 carries for 122 yards. Derrick Henry, 13 rushes. What is going on?
I mean, Lamar did his thing running the ball like he used to. Not like he really did last year too much, but Henry didn't really get any yards. He scored that touchdown, but other than that, he didn't really do anything.
I mean, it's not like he was given a lot, of chances either. Only 13 carries, still averaging 3.5 yards per carry. Hold on, breaking news.
It was Jordan Love saying that his ACL's intact still.
He's going to be fine. Yeah, Zay Flowers with 2 rushes, but let's look at the receiving. This is what I think surprised everyone. Zay Likely, 9 receptions, 111 yards, 1 touchdown, 12 targets. And of course, if anybody was watching the game, Isaiah Likely also had that last-second touchdown grab in the back of the end zone. But when you looked upon further review, his toe is right on the white.
Yeah, you just
thank Jesus. But
yeah, I'm not too mad about it.
I'm not too mad about it either, because the guy I'm playing in fantasy, Coffee, had Isaiah Likely on his bench, which I would have done that too, but
because I wanted the Ravens to lose. But
I'll tell you who really helped me out in fantasy though is Jaden Reed.
Oh yeah,
he got me 38 points last night. What a dog! And then sports betting got me. Man, I just love him. Might have to get his jersey if he comes to the Steelers. Jaden Reed. I'm never gonna buy a Packers jersey. I don't care who it is.
Why could they beat you in the Super Bowl?
And Rashad Bateman second, with 2 receptions, 53 yards, and then third, Justice Hill, 6 receptions for 52 yards. Now, if we're heading into this game, and you're gonna tell me that the top 3 receivers for Baltimore Week 1 against Kansas City is going to be Isaiah Likely, Rashad Bateman, and Justice Hill, I would have said, you're crazy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Zay Flowers had more receptions than Bateman. He just had that one big catch.
Yeah, and Zay Flowers in the end zone. And this is what we were talking about this last night, and in a party and Xbox party.
No, we were
partying, clubbing. And Lamar Jackson, the way he explained what happened on that throw, and now if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, it was a throw right before the Isaiah Likely throw. Zay Flowers is butt naked, center of the end zone, and he throws it maybe 5 yards to the left. I mean, it was not a good throw.
But at the same time, I think Zay Flowers definitely should have just sat down when he's standing there wide open. But Lamar said he wasn't even throwing it to him anyways. So
yeah. So that
I don't really get that at all. It doesn't make sense to me.
No, that does not. Then the rest of the list: Mark Andrews, Nelson Aguilar.
I didn't even know Nelson Aguilar played football still.
And then of course Lamar did have a fumble lost that game as well.
Got strip sacked.
Then you look at Roquan Smith, who caught the interception for Baltimore against Patrick Mahomes. And over to the Chiefs side, man, Mahomes did have an amazing game. 20 of 28, 291 yards of passing, touchdown, and an interception. But once again, doesn't seem like running is going to be, a work in Week 1 for anyone. Barkley had an amazing game.
I mean, Jacobs had a good game too at the end.
Well, yeah. Take away those 2 breakout runs, he's still finished in like 30 yards on 14 carries. Yeah, Jacobs was
took away Saquon,
but Jacobs was looking trashed the whole entire game up until like the start of the fourth quarter.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying you take away anybody's 2 biggest carries, they're probably gonna look bad.
Yeah.
Saquon loses 50 yards, you take away his 2 biggest carries.
Yeah, who cares about Saquon?
Me,
Raider. Yeah, and then the one thing that we heard about this in the preseason, and I didn't think we were going to see it as early as Week 1, but Xavier Worthy with a rush for 21 yards and a touchdown.
Almost the same exact play the Packers ran to score with
Yeah.
Jaden Reed.
Yeah, And then you're looking at the Chiefs receiving. Rashee Rice, 7 receptions, 103 yards. Amazing game for him. 9 targets. Xavier Worthy, 2 receptions, 47 yards, 1 touchdown. And I'm going to assume that's kind of the stat line we're going to see from someone like Xavier Worthy. Limited receptions, but a lot of yards. I mean, he's going to be a guy, if you're going to be sports betting, he'd be a great prop bet every week for, 30-plus yard reception, because that definitely is going to be the kind of role that he's going to play on that offense. He was playing that against Baltimore. But 3 and 4, and I just want to bring this up only because of his name, really. You got Noah Gray, 3 receptions, 37 yards, but Travis Kelce, once again, didn't really outshine a lot of other tight ends last season, and now we're heading into another season of limited targets, only 4 targets, 3 receptions on 34 yards. Do you think this is, are we just supposed to expect this from Travis Kelce from here on out? Because we did a whole season with him being mediocre, kind of.
I think, well, he'll have his games, but I don't think he's going to be how he has been.
Yeah, 70 yards. There was a game last season where he had 9 receptions for like 102 yards. Then the very next week he had 77 yards receptions. I think. Oh yeah, I think those days are kind of behind us with Travis Kelce, especially with the kind of offense that Patrick Mahomes has now with Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, and Noah Gray is a great tight end as well. He just happens to play alongside Travis Kelce.
A great tight end. It's pretty bold.
He is.
He's not.
We'll look up his PFF grade because they were talking about him before the season started. He is one of the best pass blocking tight ends in the NFL since last year. And if that's who you're gonna have paired right next to Travis Kelce, that's a perfect 1-2 tight end combination for Kansas City. I'm not saying that he might not be great on any other team, but playing with the Chiefs and the role that he's in, he is a really good tight end. That's just like Darnell Washington. You wouldn't think that he's good because he doesn't go out for routes that much. Yeah, but why would he? Because he's 6'8", and he can block like any offensive lineman.
Why would he go out for passes? Because he was a baller at Georgia.
Yeah, but man, he gets swarmed at the line whenever he goes anywhere past the line of scrimmage, and he is so slow that I like where he's at now. I like what the Steelers do. He's a great pass blocking tight end, doesn't go out much. Then also, our boy, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Who's our boy?
I thought you had his jersey when he was on.
No.
Oh. But
he sucks still.
Yeah, obviously there's not a lot of practice time. Don't think he was going to play a lot anyways. But
they
adding
had him signed for like 4 weeks.
Juju, no.
Yes, they have.
No, he did not. Because I picked him up like maybe 6 days ago in fantasy when the news broke that he was signing with the Chiefs. Because I had to drop like 4 players on my bench. Yeah, let's see what day it is. I know he hasn't been on the team long. This dude, Juju Smith, signs with the Chiefs.
No way you drop people in fantasy to pick him up.
They were not going to play. This is my 32-team league fantasy. So if there's a sneaky good receiver that I can get that's not going to average 1 point a game like there is now on anyone, for the most part, it looks like it might have been a bad decision. But yeah, I just had to drop two players in the.
All right, anyways, cornerback. You want to move on to the next game because we talked about this one for 25 minutes?
Yeah, well, it's kind of important for us because AFC North, and having an AFC North team start week 1 or end week 1, 0-1, that's always kind of nice. Okay, so let's go on to the Green Bay Packers game. That was a great game because we saw what we wanted to see in kind of the Ravens and Chiefs game, where it's just good all-around offense. There was a good run. There was a good let me pull it up. Forgot. Yahoo Sports is just awful.
You're on NFL.com, buddy.
Yeah, no, because I want to find the box score. How come I click games and nothing loads? Tell me how that makes sense.
Quit bitching.
But this game, Saquon was proven early that he's still Saquon.
Yeah, just not with the shitty Giants.
Yeah, and I think this was a huge game for Saquon to really prove to everyone that he is still going to be a top back in the league.
He's a top back.
Yeah, the injuries in the past few years, he just hasn't been able to prove exactly what he can do in a full season. So hopefully he stays healthy. And just from the small not small, from the amount of runs and routes that he was running last night. Like, he looks fit, he looks healthy, he's explosive. I love him. Probably take him out on a date. But yeah,
You got my number.
Eagles got really good offense with Saquon. Jalen Hurts, I don't know.
Their defense didn't look great though.
And well, Hurts in the first 5 minutes of the game looked like the worst quarterback in the league. Throws an early interception that has that fumble lost.
Well, the fumble wasn't on him. He was literally looking over to his left and the center snapped it.
Yeah. Doesn't look good on his paper though.
How does it not look good for him if the center snaps him when he's not?
Because it just says that he lost a fumble.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he didn't. I mean, he did, but he really didn't.
But
his running wasn't good though. 13 for 33.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple, tush pushes in that. I think they ran 4 or 5.
No, they ran like 2 or 3.
They got stopped on one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Surprising.
And then they ran it again.
And then got it.
That's because they don't have Jason Kelce anymore.
Yeah. Well, he has. I mean, AJ Brown is literally right behind him, like literally putting his shoulder in his ass to make him cross the line.
Well, the thing that was funny too is, like the first drive, Jair Alexander sitting there talking shit to AJ Brown, and then AJ Brown just torched him the rest of the game.
Yeah. And then he got that, but he did get that interception though.
Yeah, that's because Jalen Hurts
in the end zone,
an idiot.
Yeah.
Here, let me throw it completely across my body in the end zone.
And then with 5 seconds left, Jordan Love does go down. But up until that point, Love was 17-34, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. You're looking at the rushing. Jacobs was 16 carries, 84 yards. Emmanuel Wilson for 4 carries, 46 yards. So he was explosive whenever he touched the ball. And then Jane Reed, my dog, 1 rush, 33 yards, and a touchdown. That little jet sweep. But you look at him on the receiving end too. Jane Reed, 4 receptions, 138 yards, 1 touchdown, 6 targets. He had that 70-yard touchdown reception. Which really helps. And then you got Romeo Dobbs, the rest of the list.
Normally their main target.
Yeah. Yep. And
Christian Watson's a bitch because he couldn't get fucking 10
ruined my parlay. I was about to win $352. I just needed him to get 25 yards. And he finished with 13. But looking on the Eagles, Jalen Hurts finishes 20 of 34, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks.
Pretty shitty.
Is that kind of what we expect from him? Touchdown to interception ratio?
You expect him to throw as many touchdowns as interceptions?
No, I'm talking about like for this season.
Yeah.
For this season.
That's what I just asked.
Yeah.
You think he's going to throw as many touchdowns as he does interceptions?
Yeah. No, I'm asking you.
No. Almost no quarterback.
Why are you act so offended? It's just a forced question.
That's just dumb. I feel like that's, unless it's Jameis Winston, that doesn't make sense.
Well, that's literally what they talked about on Get Up this morning.
They said that they think he's going to throw as many
They're talking about the touchdown to interception ratio literally this morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. Yes, they were. So that's why I brought it up.
I'm saying they said that they think he's going to throw every time.
No, I'm just saying that was the topic when the fucking show started, talking about Jalen Hurts, turnovers, and what do we expect for Hurts this season? Is turnover ratio to match touchdowns, or what are we going to expect from him? That was the whole thing this morning. But that's why I related to you. And you act like I just fucking asked you what gender you were. Can I she them ditties? Looking at rushing, Saquon, 24 carries, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. And that is the number I think we should be seeing from a guy like Saquon.
I mean, I got him in fantasy. So.
And then you're looking at, look at Derrick Henry's stats with his 13 carries and limited yards. Saquon, given the carries, shows with the yards and the touchdowns. I'm excited for him this season. I'm sure you are too. But
yeah, Eagles fans are.
Yeah, just fancy. Receiving though, AJ Brown still incredible. 5 receptions, 119 yards, and a touchdown on 10 targets. Devontae Smith, just like how the 1 and 2 was last year, same exact thing. It's going to be the 1 and 2 combo every single year as long as they're in Philly. 7 receptions, 84 yards on 8 targets. So he is pretty much unstoppable whenever the ball was thrown his way. Dallas Goedert, 4 receptions, 31 yards, 5 targets. And then Saquon with the touchdown, 2 receptions, and 23 yards. I think Packers looked really good. and nothing to I don't think anything bad to take away from this. You got, for one, let's talk about playing in Brazil. I mean, that's got to be such a. I mean, that just has to feel different. Yeah, it's not. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's a neutral
They
site.
were chanting the whole game,
and
like it was a soccer game.
The field was bad. It was bad.
Who the fuck she thinks she is?
I'm about to ban her. Mods.
With only 2 mods.
Yeah. But the field looked terrible. It looked like the players were slipping. Every single cut they took to the sideline, there was the equipment manager screwing something in the bottom of their shoes to help them not slip.
The field was garbage.
Yeah, I mean, if you have months and months of preparation, how I mean,
I don't think they had months. They literally like went down there and did the field yesterday.
Well, no, that they had been setting up.
They've been playing soccer games on it.
I know, but they've been setting up for the game since June. That's why there's a whole stat of 80,000 pounds of cargo had to get, plane delivered all the way over there. And they had over 250 people, all staff and families. So it cost the NFL. They lost a lot of money.
They should have planted new games.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like with the amount of money that the NFL, and also. Did you see how much the NFL had to pay just to even play there? So the NFL had to pay $12 million just to play at the stadium. No. Okay, we'll look it up after the game because there's an ESPN Plus article out. Every single international game that happens every single year since 2007, the NFL loses money every single year on the international games. And then this was the biggest profit loss by any international game because it's all the way in Brazil. And the whole thing was the NFL knows that they're going to lose money every single time, but they do it to, of course, grow the fan base and, reach out to everybody out there. But yeah, no, I'm serious, and I'll show you the article too. They lose money every single time.
Yeah, let's not do that right now.
But week 1 is upon us. 2 games are done. Took a little bit to review them, but very good games though. I mean, that's a great,
week 1 starter.
Yeah, I mean, and we're seeing great teams play. But let's go ahead. Let's go into week 1 schedule. Of course, we're going to talk about Pittsburgh and Atlanta only because big news as of yesterday.
No Russell
Wilson. And now, as I've been saying it for a long time, I wish Justin Fields would be the starter.
We'll get to see it.
I get the whole aspect of him, learning behind a veteran. I Fields proven that he can, play ball. He is a baller. Maybe not in Chicago's system.
I mean, he was still good.
But that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes players just need a new change of scenery. And so,
go to a more stable.
I don't wish any harm on Russell Wilson, but this couldn't have worked out better. Maybe, I might be eating my words.
Well, hopefully
Fields is fucking.
Well, I mean,
it's terrible.
Hopefully, as much as I don't like the Steelers, I do like Justin Fields. Hopefully, they just see how Fields plays if he plays good, and they're just like, you know what, Russell Wilson, you can.
That's what I'm hoping too.
You can go eat a dick.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Atlanta though, they got a lot to prove from last season. Bijan Robinson's supposed to be the best running back in football this year. So I guess we'll see. Although Pittsburgh has a really good defense, picked up good players on defense. So I think that Pittsburgh will be ready for the run game.
Yeah, but I mean, Atlanta's probably going to be, if Kirk Cousins doesn't look like shit from his injury, I feel like they're going to be decent this year.
They got a good defense.
I mean, they got Jesse Bates, Simmons. They just got Matthew Judon from the Patriots. Like, they're going to be decent, probably.
Yeah, so that's why the spread is close. They still have Atlanta covering the spread -3.5, and
what's at Atlanta though?
Yeah,
normally they give the home team 3 points.
And then let's talk about Cincinnati's game because this should be an easy one.
Yeah, they should beat the shit out of them. If not, I'm going to be upset.
No Drake May because Jacoby Brissett was named the starting quarterback, and I don't know. What do you think is the reasoning behind that? Because you took Drake May pretty high. Do you normally take quarterbacks that high to sit for a year?
I mean, some people have done it, but I just don't. I don't get it personally.
I mean, I don't get it either. I really don't. Drake May,
unless they're trying to protect him because their offensive line sucks. But I don't really.
I don't get it.
I don't think it makes any sense.
No, I don't either. I think Drake May should be starting, but maybe they'll realize that at halftime. Who knows? But yeah, this should be an easy win for Cincinnati. T. Higgins out / doubtful. Still don't know. I guess
More than
100%.
likely out.
Jamar Chase.
I feel like he's going to play.
So, yeah. So then we still don't know 100% what he's going to do. And then he just told the reporters yesterday or 2 days ago, because they interviewed him in the locker room. He was like, today is my deadline. So I don't know. I guess we'll see from here. And then she goes, do you believe you're the best player in the NFL? He goes, I am. I know I am. And that, I mean, dude knows his worth. But since we're talking about the Bengals, Jamar Chase is definitely one of the best receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
Okay. It is still bullshit to me that you still have 2 years left on your rookie deal.
I agree with that, but at the same time, I'd rather them pay him now.
I mean, yeah, and I get that, but Mike Brown is not going to back down probably from someone that still has 2 years left on his rookie deal.
I think he's going
to. Has he ever?
They paid Joe Burrow with 2 years left on his deal.
Well, that's quarterback. That's much different.
I mean, Jamar Chase, if we don't have him, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Because who else do we have?
T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Jermaine Burton.
Jermaine Burton is not going to be taking Jamar's spot.
Well, I'm just saying, if he's not playing, and who's
yeah.
the other guy, Vosivach or something?
Andre Yosivach, yeah, but
so that'd be your three.
Garbage. They're not doing that. Like, as much as I like Burton and Yosivach,
well, I mean, it's kind of Steelers receiving core, pretty dog poop because we traded Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, but
for
we have
scraps.
The opportunity to keep a nice receiving core.
Well, you're not going to if you pay Jamar Chase the kind of money. Because if you're paying Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase the amount of money,
players, you have to pay them.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So everyone else is going to eventually have to leave anyways. But
well, if the Bengals,
which is T. Higgins,
if the Bengals would just spend their money, they'd be fine.
Yeah, they don't want to do that
because they just don't do it. Like if you think about it, the 49ers, their top 8 paid players are top 3 in their position and being paid. Well, so that means the Bengals should be able to pay Jamar Chase and still be able to pay other positions.
Well, that's also too because San Francisco has signed basically almost every single draft pick in the last 4 to 5 years too, and they're still on the active roster. So almost a good chunk of their whole entire roster is still making, their rookie deal. So I'm sure that's not going to last forever for 49.
I mean, the main reason is because they haven't had to pay Purdy yet.
Yeah, and that's going to be a lot of money,
which is going to be dumb.
But that's the same thing.
Should not pay him.
But what you're talking about, the offense not paying the offense, historically, that's what Steelers have done. You look at the Le'Veon Bell situation. You look at Antonio Brown situation. Paid Big Ben the money that he wanted, but the only extensions and contracts that were given out are to players like T.J. Watt.
You got to think about this as
Alex Highsmith,
the most or second most decorated franchise. The Bengals are not.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
that's why they have to pay.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. If you're in a win now window and being a sports city like Cincinnati, don't know why you don't go all in.
Well, our window is probably this year, unless
your window has been the last 2 years and 3 years.
Well, I'm saying from this point on, I'm saying it's right now. This is going to be probably our best chance.
Yeah, because you're about to run into contract issues with your offense. So I mean, this has got to be
literally just Jamar
and T. Higgins.
He's leaving.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's not a contract.
That's what I'm saying. Just this year,
they're just not going to sign him, even though they literally could.
Yeah, they could. They're not.
They could sign him and Jamar.
Yeah, with the kind of money that T. Higgins, the fair market value, there's no reason why Cincinnati wouldn't be able to keep him.
Unless he's asking for $40 million a year.
Then I wouldn't give him that either. But
I'd be you can go sit your ass on the bench. Yeah. Well, not on the bench. You can go sit on another team.
Yeah. Yeah, I would too. All right. Talk about the rest of them. We don't got to go in depth. I just want to give our...
a pick, basically.
Yep. Arizona, Buffalo.
Well, you said make a pick, and then you're like, oh, whatever.
I don't think I need to explain that one. Unless fucking Arizona somehow transformed.
Well, I don't think it's not bad.
Unless they're going to have a lesser city type of season.
Last 2 years.
I know.
So he's going to... Then they have Marvin Harrison now. James Conner's healthy.
Yeah.
Trey McBride just had a breakout season.
Okay.
What do you mean, yeah, okay?
They're also first in total yards given. And last in red zone defensive efficiency.
Score all.
I don't think so. I think that it's going to be a nice connection from Kyler Murray to Marvin Harrison. But if that's literally going to be his only connection on passing on offense,
They have fucking Michael Wilson. He scored like 6 touchdowns the last like 8 weeks of the year.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, I just don't think
And they have
Arizona's
Greg Dortch,
worth.
and Greg Dortch is good.
I just don't think they're worth shit, really.
Stop scrolling. You're missing game.
No, we're right here.
No, we're not.
Yeah, that one. Tennessee and Chicago.
I think Tennessee's going to win.
Why?
Because Chicago's got a new quarterback, and Tennessee's defense is really nice, and Tennessee's going to have a completely new offense.
I think Chicago's offense
They have
with.
Tyler Boyd, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins.
Am I supposed to be impressed by Calvin Ridley? He was poo-poo last year.
I'm not saying you're supposed to be impressed by him, but it's still a good receiving core.
Who's their running backs?
Tony Pollard and
Tyjae Spears?
Spears.
Yes, Spears. I said
And he's
Spears.
probably going to end up starting because Tony Pollard sucks.
Yeah, I'd probably still take Chicago on that one. But who knows?
Houston is probably going to win that game for sure.
Yeah, against Indianapolis. I would like
I
that
think it'll be
too.
high
I need
scoring.
CJ Stroud to throw about 5 touchdowns because he's on my fantasy. But Carolina and New Orleans, that's
You
just
got to go back and forth. You can't go down.
that's just bad.
Yeah, I think Carolina's winning.
You think Bryce Young's going to actually have a big leap this year, or
I don't
do
think
we
he's
see
going to have
a slow
super
start
big,
again?
I don't think he's going to have a super big leap, but I think he'll definitely play better.
I think what would really help him is to avoid any slow start.
Well, they're going to have
Deontay Johnson
is a good
Xavier
route runner,
Legette,
good receiver. Xavier Legette.
Jonathan Brooks.
They still have Thielen.
Jonathan Brooks when he's healthy,
but he's out for the first 4 weeks.
but like
They
they
still
got
have Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders.
yeah, like their running back core is nice.
Miles Sanders sucks, but yeah.
Yeah, man, he just fell off. He had a good like first year, half second year.
They're deciding to go down. Jacksonville and Miami. I definitely think Miami, and they're probably going to put up fucking 50.
And then Miami also just gave Jalen Ramsey a new contract. I think it was 4 years, $72.5 million. Pretty high amount of money, but he deserves it. Minnesota and New York. Hey,
Minnesota's.
I was also going to say Minnesota, but I really, really want to see the Daniel Jones and Malik Neighbors connection and to see how
You're going to
good.
see connect them all at the ground.
I just want to see how they do. I mean, they're hyping up those two.
They're not hyping up Daniel Jones. I can promise you that.
No, not hyping up like he's going to do well, but like this is Daniel Jones like prove it season.
He's
going
like
to be gone.
He's been dog shit, and they paid him.
Well, this is going to be.
He's not going to be gone. He's got a fucking 4-year extension
Yeah, he did.
because they paid him over Saquon because they're fucking stupid.
Yeah, they are. I forgot about that extension.
I'd pay my grandma to be quarterback before I paid fucking Daniel Jones.
Yeah, he's just bad. Everything about him, but he is dating Kay Adams. Don't know how.
It's probably from that interview I saw like they were doing. She was like, fucking couldn't barely speak when she was talking to him.
He looks
way like I don't really know the word for it. But
he looks like a
he looks
Sim.
way better with his beard. He doesn't look like a 10-year-old.
He looks like a creep. Raiders and Chargers. Yes, but the Raiders though.
What about him? It's gonna be fucking Gardner.
I was about to say, how bad of a quarterback room do they have? They said the worst in the NFL.
The Broncos.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. Yeah, Jarrett Stidham was really mad too when they didn't announce him as a starter.
I know. Did you see Zach Wilson? He's like, yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah, then Stidham's like,
I think
obviously we know who the best quarterback in the room is.
The guy that's not been starting ever.
Yeah, that was so funny. But yeah, Chargers over the Raiders, Seahawks over the Broncos.
Honestly, I think the Chargers receiving core is going to be
nice
compared to.
They're going to be nice,
what everybody thought.
With Ladd,
I also said I thought it would be bad. But Josh Palmer's good if he can stay healthy. And then Ladd McConkey's going to be like a little Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola.
And if Quentin Johnson can actually use his speed and hands and like actually catch the ball,
if he can use his hands as the main.
Yeah, but like. Man, he is so physically gifted, and he's
his fucking body, bro.
I know,
he's huge.
I know. Like that's why I'm saying he's physically gifted because he's so fast. He's just like almost. I mean, he's not, but kind of like Temu version of DK Metcalf. You know, yeah, he literally has the size, has the weight of a DK Metcalf kind of receiver. I mean, he just cannot catch anything.
Yeah,
but if he does, then they got a really, really good young core. But if he doesn't, then get rid of him. We already said Seattle over Denver.
We didn't, but yeah.
Okay, well.
I think Denver's got a chance though.
Yeah, I think Seattle, man, they really.
I just don't trust Geno Smith then.
I'm just thinking of like, how good can Seattle be this year? Can they be a 10-win team? Because I'm thinking around 7 to 8 wins for them.
I'd say maybe like 7, 8, maybe 9. But I don't think they, especially like the division they're playing the Rams. Rams are decent. They got a young defense. They have Matt Stafford still, and then they play the 49ers twice.
Yeah, man, and the Rams are tough to play regardless because of their 1 and 2 receivers are just stupid hard to match up against. Dallas, Cleveland,
sure.
I hope so.
And they're not even favored.
Yeah, which is, I mean, Cleveland's home, so I guess
I don't care.
I guess that might be the reason why, but like
they should not be favored.
Yeah, their offense is going to be, well, Jerry Jeudy, and that's it. That's like, I'm talking like new additions to their offense.
They don't have Nick Chubb for 4 games.
Yeah, but I mean, Jerome Ford still was really, really good on the games that he had to start.
Okay, I agree, but I feel like these teams are the exact same.
Yeah, but on paper, Dallas is definitely
better than Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
he's better.
Yeah,
they still have Brandon Cooks. Jake Ferguson's a baller.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Their defense is probably on par with Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
Besides maybe cornerbacks,
Deron Bland, Trayvon Diggs, Micah Parsons. The Cleveland's defense, yeah.
The front 7, I'd probably say it's pretty even.
Yeah, I mean this should be.
The Cowboys just got Eric Kendricks too.
Two good defenses. Over under set at 41. Would you take the under on that?
I already did.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That one, I think the Commanders are winning.
Really, I'm going Buccaneers on this one only because I think Baker Mayfield did look really good last year.
I think Jaden Daniels.
And I hope so too. I like Jaden Daniels, and Commanders deserve to finally have a quarterback that can actually.
I think he's going to be better than
I hope so.
And also, what are you saying? The Commanders have what?
No, I'm saying the Commanders deserve to finally have found a quarterback that can actually like lead them to win some games. I mean, I think him being a dual threat quarterback is definitely going to help.
Every time they have one, they get hurt or like they just don't play up to what they thought. Like Haskins was good, like good enough, but he wasn't like over the top good to where he's winning them games.
Yeah, well, they still got a very solid defense.
Their defense is nice as fuck.
Chase Young, so weird.
He's been on 7 teams. He got drafted fucking
5 years ago. That's why I was like, I can't remember which team. All right, Sunday night game is the Rams and the Lions. I think it's the Lions. I'm picking the Lions, but this should be a really good game. I think they're pretty dead set even.
Very high score.
Yeah, the over-under set at 52.5.
Because in my 2 leagues that I'm in, I have Cooper Kupp, Amon-Ra, and Gibbs.
I don't have anybody from either team, but Monday Night Football.
And I have Laporta.
Yeah, that's good.
In both leagues.
Jets and 49ers.
I think 49ers are going to run the floor with them, personally.
And do you think this is going to be Aaron Rodgers? Do you think this is going to be a game where they let Aaron Rodgers prove he still can be one of the best quarterbacks in the league and just let him absolutely sling it?
I don't think they have to let him do anything. He's just going to do it. And I think this game, it's going to probably be kind of rough for Breece Hall, but I think he's still going to do good.
Yeah.
And Breece Hall's, I think this year's going to show that he's probably good. The best running back in football.
He's good. Very good. I hope he doesn't do too good because I play him week 1 in fantasy.
They're playing the 49ers, so I doubt it's going to be crazy.
Okay.
Just do some of these. We're not doing all of them.
So moving on, NFL, NCAA football. Now, of course, big UC guy. UC played Towson University. Definitely think should have won by a lot more.
I mean, Sorsby looked good.
Yeah, he did.
He had 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah. And what was Connor's stats that game?
Don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
But it was a good win. Then you got a matchup like Georgia and Tennessee Tech this week, which
no fucking Tennessee or Georgia's favored by 54.
Yeah.
Why is that a game?
I don't know. I know
they pay to play him, but it's like crazy.
Yeah, but I'd be asking for more money. If I'm about to get like
Tennessee
literally humiliate. Yeah.
How do they have a football team?
Don't know.
It makes no sense to me.
Tennessee Tech, Golden Eagles, they're already 0-1. So.
And I bet you they didn't play a team like Georgia.
Nope. State though, week 1, play West Virginia.
Go through this.
I know. I'm just going over Penn State and UC from week 1 because now this is week 2.
Well,
but Penn State play West Virginia. Surprisingly, and surprisingly, the spread was only minus 6.5.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Well, yeah. So that's why I absolutely hammered the fuck out of the spread, and I took Penn State at minus 17.5. I thought West Virginia is still good.
They won by like 28 or something.
Yeah, the final score is 34-12.
Yeah.
It was just really good defense and, of course, offense as well. Offense started slow, but all the players that we expect to play at a high level, like Harrison Wallace, Singleton, Katron Allen, all did. Obviously, West Virginia is not a great school, but that's not.
I mean, they're not anymore.
Yeah,
They used to be.
But like that's still a decent sized program to where starting week 1, I mean, it just looked good. Yeah, so I'm glad we didn't have to start week 1 against Bowling Green, for example, because that's who we play this week, which I'm not even going to talk about it. But all you guys should know is that we both hammered the spread at minus 34.5 for Penn State, so that should tell you what we expect. And it is Bowling Green, so
yeah,
should definitely win by a lot. And we're home, so that definitely helps too. But
honestly, big rivalry game, though, for UC this week.
Pitt?
Yeah.
Yep.
Eat shit, Pitt.
And I don't like Pittsburgh University, so, fuck them. And they don't really have.
And I don't think that it's going to be a great game. I feel like it's going to be really bad.
For UC?
Both of them. And I feel like it'll probably be like 28. It'll be like 27 to like 23 or something. And it's just going to be garbage all over the field.
Yeah, could be. Could be. But all I know is that.
Hopefully UC wins or I'm going to burn myself alive. So.
I'm going to help both of our bets. We need you to win. Now, before we start going into some of these games for week 2, let's just talk about why Georgia Tech is ranked 23rd.
Because they look really good against fucking.
And then also Florida State. Oh,
that's because they got a quarterback that everyone knows sucks. And they thought, oh, we can maybe do something with him. No, you can't.
I thought originally he went to Clemson, didn't he?
Yeah, and he sucked.
Yeah, I mean, he
got terrible. Clemson unranked.
And he got Florida State unranked.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
And ranked 10th, now they're unranked. I mean, he is bad. Even against Boston College, he looked very bad.
He got outplayed by Castellanos.
Yeah.
Bad.
He's having him in my college football dynasty, and he is unreal to play with. 92 acceleration for a quarterback. Stupid. But I love him.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah,
Georgia quarterback, number 10.
Something King. What's his first name?
I have no idea, but I know he looked really good against Florida State.
Yeah.
I don't know who they played last week, but
yeah.
I know they played Florida State last week. They played week 1 too, or week 0 too.
Yeah, ACC does.
I think this game is going to be wild.
Oklahoma State and Arkansas. I think that's going to be a really close game.
I think it's going to be.
Yeah, the over/under is set at 61.5. That tells you what everybody else is expecting. But the biggest game this week, Texas and Michigan. That is a great week 2 matchup. I mean, who could have won anything better than this in week 2?
Hopefully Texas wins.
I hope so too. Would really help Big Ten. But
would help the Big Ten?
Well, I'm just saying it would help Penn State for the Big Ten. Because I just want every other Big Ten team to lose every game. That makes sense. Kind of like your dynasty last night where Ohio State finished with like 5 losses. That needs to happen.
I doubt.
But yeah, you got players like Isaiah Bond, the other receiver Golden. What's his first name? I think Matthew Golden. And then of course, Jaden Blue. I mean, that is a loaded offense. Same with,
and it's even crazier is that they lost it.
Yeah.
Because CJ Baxter, I think, tore his ACL or something.
Yeah, that sucks. And he's also a junior, so
yeah.
Hopefully he comes back next year.
Unless he can get drafted, shit.
Yeah. But yeah, Michigan, their quarterback, what is his name?
No idea.
Something Harris.
It's the same Michigan quarterback.
He ain't great. He ain't special. Like his over/under on passing yards for this game now
170.
is 156. Yeah. So we know who Donovan Edwards is. I think you should expect the game plan to give the ball to Donovan Edwards, especially playing against Texas. And even if Texas knows what the game plan is going to be, Edwards is so good, it's still going to be hard to stop him. So hopefully Michigan just decides to throw picks. But if they're smart, Run with Edwards all game long.
I mean, I think they're going to have to throw the ball playing against Texas.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to – there's some big dudes, and they're going to stack that box.
We don't really got it.
Iowa State, I think that's going to be a really good game. Iowa's only a -2.5 spread favorite.
And Iowa looks like they kind of figured out how to play offense.
Yeah, and their defense is still amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they won 40-0.
But even week one,
they won 40-0.
Yeah, but Caden McNamara literally didn't do anything.
Who's that, their quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, he got taken out.
Yeah, they don't probably have to.
Yeah, but he was I think I'm thinking of someone else.
There is one game
McNamara was like a 5-star.
Talk about that's not teams,
okay.
by the way.
Utah, Baylor. Of course, that's going to be a Utah win. We took the spread on Louisville playing Jacksonville State.
Jacksonville State. When I was reading it, I thought it said Jackson State.
Notre Dame versus Northern Illinois. I'm surprised the spread's only -28. To be honest with you, surprised it's not going to be like -34.5 or -41. Yeah.
If Northern Illinois scores more than 10 on them, I'd be surprised.
Yeah. So that is a
because A&M they scored what 13 or 14?
Yeah, 13. Middle Tennessee.
I took the spread on that one.
Yeah, see this is the kind of spread that I would expect with Notre Dame. So the spread is -43.5.
No, Northern Illinois season.
Yeah,
Middle Tennessee.
Miami of Florida. No, they are ranked 12 now.
Probably gonna be ranked higher after this week.
Florida A&M. You can hardly even see their logo. That should tell you how good it is. Looks like they uploaded that like 10 years ago. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these like
Mizzou's gonna win probably.
Kansas over Illinois.
That's only a -4 spread.
Yeah, and it's just because Illinois they're projected to have one of the best defenses in Big Ten this season.
Yeah, but Kansas has an insane offense.
Yeah, so I don't think it'll matter. I think Kansas will definitely beat them by at least 10.
Absolute shit out of South Florida.
Yep. South Florida does have a dog and a running back though. He just
and you know what,
he was
Alabama
on
has
SportsCenter.
A bunch of full-grown men playing.
Yep. Yeah, they do. This is going to be a fantastic game, and also because North Carolina State is Jesus Christ on College Football Dynasty.
Well, not in real life. They almost lost last
but North Carolina State and Tennessee, this should be an easy one for Tennessee. NC State.
I mean, they have a Heisman favorite as their fucking quarterback.
That helps. This is not going to be close, but Ohio State,
I can't believe
Western
the
Michigan.
On it's only 37.
-37.5 for Ohio State.
Western Michigan lost their first game.
They're going to win by 55.
Probably, yeah. I would not be surprised. What school is that?
Nicholls State.
Who goes there? George Washington? What the fuck are we talking about?
It's the Colonels. That's their name.
That's crazy, bro.
This is not.
I don't get these.
There's not even a spread or an over/under set for this game.
Yeah, the spread's probably -7.
I mean, that's bad.
Stupid.
That's bad.
I think that'll be a better game than
Oklahoma and Houston. Man, spread's -27.5. I don't think Houston's that bad of a team. Appalachian State.
Is Appalachian State going to do what they did against Michigan?
They could, because Clemson. How good did they look week one? Terrible. But what do you expect?
I mean,
they're playing. Yeah, I was about to say because you're playing Georgia, but you're still Clemson. You're still top 15 at the time. Ain't no way you're only getting 3 points.
Is like it's his first year starting there. Like it's a whole new.
Yeah, Kate Klubnik is a dog. He's a great dual threat quarterback as well. He's very fast, but there's no way they're only getting. Northern Arizona Lumberjacks versus Arizona Wildcats.
Northern Arizona.
And once again, there's no over/under or spread.
I'm going to take guess say Arizona beats them by like 50.
We could see like this LSU and Arizona could be like an IU game from last night.
Was happening. I feel like that's going to be a good one.
Boise State and Oregon.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
because Oregon looked not great.
Terrible.
First week. They won by like 10.
Yeah,
and Boise State running back had six touchdowns.
Yeah, unreal
I don't
running back.
care about that game either. Miller Moss is going to fucking dice them up.
USC.
Yeah, Miller Moss is going to dice.
What game were you want to talk about?
Nebraska, Colorado.
Oh yeah,
that is going to be a crazy game.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that's just going to be all offense.
I hope it's all Dylan Reinold because I like him. I really like him even more because he was picking between Georgia and Nebraska and said, "I'm going to go to Nebraska," and that's
like a true man.
I think that's fucking awesome.
I like that too. Of course, IU is on top of Big Ten 2-0.
Played yesterday.
And really the only team that lost in the Big Ten week one was Minnesota. So Northwestern lost to Duke last night, so they're 1-1. So Big Ten, everyone won besides Minnesota.
I think everybody almost in every single conference has won every game besides
West Virginia and Houston lost in the Big 12. Other than that, everybody else won. AAC, Florida State, dead last.
Oh, that's ACC, brother.
0-2, 0-1, 0-1. Oh, God. What? No, I said ACC.
You said AAC.
AAC.
Nobody cares about that. I was just saying.
Florida State
sucks.
Virginia Tech.
They're going to be decent, I think, but they lost their first game. I think they played a decent team their first week. If not, then I must be thinking of something else.
Yeah, I don't want to go to your school.
It was Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Is Vanderbilt good?
For playing an ACC school, probably decently. I think Virginia Tech.
I thought they've been like one of the worst football programs for a while.
Yeah.
Turning it around. All right.
I don't think they're turning it around. But
Premier League. Terrible. Terrible. Just terrible.
For you.
Terrible quality for Manchester United. Now, the only thing that I'm going to say is that it's going to take time. We have a bunch of new players, basically, that cover half our back line.
Yeah, but Maserati's looking.
Yeah, he did. And like with Lenny Euro still out, Mason Mount out, hopefully they come back healthy. Euro's about to start, return to training.
Well, what would probably help them though is if they just picked the back line and kept it.
And also if they gave Garnacho more minutes. Why are we subbing Garnacho on with 11 minutes left? He's definitely by far every time he plays, no matter when you sub him in, he is the most effective player attacking.
I agree.
It makes zero sense that
think he's the most.
He is, but there's no reason that in 3 matches he only has 41 minutes. That is stupid. Absolutely stupid.
Well, that's because he wants to play left wing and they're starting right.
And we shouldn't. What has Rashford done in the last season and a half to declare any position? He needs to earn his position back. He is not good. He has been shit since 2022. I mean, what are we waiting on? Take the offers, let him leave. All this new management, we're not going to let players stay for more than 2 years if they don't provide quality for the club. Then get rid of him. Get rid of him. You got rid of Sancho. We're not even letting him play. By God, he might be better than Rashford. I mean, just don't even get me started. I don't get the decision making. I don't get.
You think they should start Anthony?
No, dude. I think Anthony needs to go, but he won't leave. That motherfucker will not leave. So we're just stuck with him. I don't care. I'd rather give a 17-year-old from the academy the minutes.
Part of the reason you guys are playing like shit is because Casemiro plays like dog shit.
Yeah. He gave away 6. He had 6 turnovers in our half last week.
Almost literally gave away 2 goals.
Yeah, I mean he's just bad. And then his mom posted a picture about all of his trophies after the match. Yeah, bitch, get out of here. No one cares. No one cares. And the thing about Ten Hag talking about, besides Man City, we've won the most trophies. Nobody gives. I'm just going to speak for everyone. Nobody gives a fuck about the Carabao Cup. Nobody gives a. I mean, the FA Cup is nice. What do we care about? We care about league position and Champions League.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I don't give a fuck what trophies we win. If we're consistently finishing out of top 3, top 4, it is a waste of a season. We spent $500 million to win the fucking Carabao Cup. Like, come on, dude. So yeah, of course, I'm mad. It's stupid. We look just as shit as last year. Doesn't matter who we're bringing in, as long as we have fucking bald fuck coaching our squad. I mean, ain't shit gonna change. And if the owners are worth a shit and are true to their words, you're gonna get rid of him, and you're gonna get rid of Rashford.
Nobody likes that.
Nobody, yeah, literally nobody does. But like, Ten Hag needs to go. Rashford needs to go. Unless Rashford really, really, really pulls it around this season, there's no way we need to be keeping him again. I mean, we need a better offense. We need Garnacho to have more minutes. We don't have like McTominay last season. He scored 6 times coming off the bench when he was subbed in after 65 minutes, and we sold him. Okay, so like, just like Fred years ago, like we should have never let Fred go. That was 2 years ago, but we didn't have him last year at all. But like Fred, for example.
Well, no, I'm saying like they sold him like a year ago, like before the season.
Yeah,
started,
yeah.
like last year.
But like, no reason to let him go. Everybody knew he was one of our best midfielders. Bruno just cries and cries and cries. He'd rather just cry.
Honestly, though, this
to
year,
the ref.
from what I've seen,
I mean, he looks good this year, but like so many times he just ruins our transition defense because he's taking so long to argue about a call. Like nothing's going to change, dude. But it's whatever. And Man City still looks just as good as they did last season.
Holland is ridiculous.
Yes, he is. Liverpool just as good as last
season. Did you see that stat on Holland? He's outscored 68 games. He has 8 hat tricks, and the person that's in first in hat tricks is Aguero, and he's got 12, and he played like 300 games.
Yep. But yeah, then Everton dead last, 0 points on the season so far.
Yeah, but I think have played pretty decent teams, but like all their games so far.
Yeah. Yeah. So soccer, of course, week off right now. So next weekend we start back up. Don't give a shit who we play.
You playing Southampton?
We'll probably lose. And if we lose, then
they're
hopefully
ranked below you guys.
Oh yeah, dude, they don't have a point yet. So we might have 4 points after next weekend if everybody plays at the same exact time for the same exact amount of minutes.
4 points? You should have fucking 6 points.
I'm getting my hopes up. We look terrible. So yeah, I just don't even want to talk about Premier League anymore. But but I knew I had to talk about it because Manchester United guy, and we're doomed. But it's what it is.
Personally, we should just completely stop talking about baseball until the Reds decide to.
Yeah, the Reds are bad.
But Red Louder does look good. So
yeah. All right, that's it. I think we covered everything. Over an hour long. I think we good length.
Mostly about football, which is probably going to be for the next 17 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah. If you're on TikTok, what's up? You saw a little behind the scenes action. Like I said earlier in the podcast, if anybody has information how we get a stream key, please tell me. But until then, if you watch on TikTok, you kind of get a behind the scenes look when we record an episode, because that's the second best thing we can do, because I can't let my camera use 2 different applications while I'm live streaming. So only one at a time. But yeah, we are always live on YouTube like we are right now, live on Twitch. So you can always replay these episodes. But should be Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Google Podcasts just shut down. And that was our 3rd highest platform. So that kind of sucks. Hopefully. But yeah, so sorry for the delay. It's been a couple weeks, but I'm healthy as ever. I started doing the Popeyes diet, Eat a can of spinach every day, drink water, and here I am. Brand new.
No way you eat a can of spinach.
No, but
it's terrible.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
That's going to do it. Eat shit, Pit.
Hopefully everybody has a very good sports betting day. So other than that, we'll see you next episode.